come on board and making our work easier as well. We actually have students that come over to the office. They are convinced that they have an online environment because the other students have. And we have to sit with them and tell them that their lecturer has not come on board. And they sit there and they tell us, they're quite sure that we're making a mistake. So they are demanding these facilities. And when we market the universities, it seems like it's the norm. But in actual fact, when it comes to the reality, there are people still refusing to take on any kind of vendor.
They come on board, but they go on with the motions. And that can derail the whole process.
Yes. So the attitudes are good. But thank you for your effort. Okay, and I want to welcome Arlene Smith. It's actually an external visit. So welcome to Arlene and Anish. And they visited me sometime this year and said they were sent to me by Professor Ramesh, and we can help them. I don't know why Ramesh always does that, but luckily in this case we collaborated very well, and they actually used iCanva for clinical research online assessment activity. Arlene, over to you.
Thank you, Juliet. Good morning. So my name is Arlene Smith, and I'm a project administrator at the South African Medical Research Council. And I'm here to share our experience in creating an online portal for the clinical research course. Just to give some introduction to the Principles and Practice of Clinical Research course, which was held from the 11th to the 16th of May 2015 this year. The course was a collaboration between the MRC, the NIH Clinical Center in the US, and the MRC UWC Bioinformatics Capacity Development Research Unit, which is an extramural unit of the MRC based here at UWC. Now the IPPCR is held annually by the NIH, and this 6-day course was previously held in 6 other countries. So South Africa would have been the 7th international venue. So what the NIH does is they do have a 3-month course in the United States, but for the international venue, international course, they adapt it to a 6-day course. Sorry. The participants included scientists, clinicians, researchers, statisticians, and study coordinators, and other medical health professionals. So, and they were nominated by the South African medical schools, the MRC intra and extramural units, and we had 8 participants from sub-Saharan Africa. So a total of 80 participants were invited to attend the course. So during one of our many planning meetings, the idea was raised to have the assessment via online, to have an online exam. Now, at the previous 6 international venues, this was all done manually. So there was quite a challenge for us to arrange for this online assessment to be done. And it was comprised of multiple choice questions. So the idea behind it was also that the proposed e-questionnaire would deliver instantaneous outputs and analysis. As Juliet had mentioned, through the existing and good relations with UWC, we were introduced to CICT, and we started. Okay, so just an introduction to the iCanva platform. So our initial communications with CICT started mid-March 2015, and our first meeting was held on the 2nd of April 2015 at CICT. And for me, it was the first visual introduction to iCanva. I left the meeting feeling very excited because we have run a number of courses at the MRC, and with each course, we always try to be more innovative and use technology more for a greener environment. So we've always provided our materials online for participants or students. But as I mentioned, with this course, what was in addition was the online exam and the online evaluation. So we decided then that ICAMVA would host a dedicated secure portal for the 2015 MRC NIH IPPCR course. And the image here displays the landing page, which featured a welcome message to the participants, the faculty and the administrators. And I know there's a new look to ICAMVA, but this is what it looked like at the time. And embedded in the outline was then biosketches and photographs of the faculty. The course resources were, because there was a whole book of chapters and research material that the participants had to go through. And then the 6 days were broken down, and under each day the presentations were posted in order of presentation. So the students could even in the venue follow, if they had downloaded, or even online, they could follow the presentations besides having it on the, on the screen. The discussion forum was actively used, especially during the course week. I even noticed that some of the participants, they used the forum to arrange their late night meetings in the lobby of the hotel, those that were from outside of Cape Town. And most importantly, I must mention that the team, the MRC team and the CIC team, worked behind the scenes on preparing this bank of questions, uploading it and to the portal. Yeah, so we had 6 weeks to prepare. So this is just an indication of what needed to be done, and everything was focused towards the 16th of May. I've mainly mislisted the benefits because the challenges were few, and there was nothing that we couldn't overcome. And when I talk about paperless, I mean that from the MRC side, from the organizer side, we did not prepare any bulk printing and provided booklets and modules or any handouts to the participants. If they wanted to print it, they could print it, but I saw very few of them walking around with paper. Everybody preferred the electronic way. And to mention that the participants were all academics, so I think they were easier to deal with than students, because they would probably also explain to their students as well that technology is the way to go. So the academic shouldn't have had a problem with the online exam, but exposure to the portal, a week before the course, also helped them to familiarize themselves with the environment. And the instantaneous outputs and analysis allowed the facilitators to provide feedback and field questions post the assessment. This is just the exam results, which was delivered almost immediately after the exam took place. And as you can see, our participants did very well. Most of them were above the 75% pass mark. So finally, I would like to acknowledge the CIC team, and I'll mention by name Juliet, Norina, and Carolyn for their guidance and their team spirit and their willingness, and really to have good collaboration with them. To SANBI, which is the UWC, the MRC's extramural unit, for their support, their logistical arrangements and participation in the course, because from UWC we had 3 participants, and I have one of them in the audience here today, and she was presenting a few minutes before me. And then also the UWC community at large, because the 6th day was hosted here at UWC in the Life Sciences Auditorium, and we used the computer labs where the participants were could do firstly the online evaluation, and thereafter a quick orientation, and then the online exam. And then, yeah, of course, to the ex-DVC Ramesh Paruthram, Niresh had spoken to him, and they were able to put us in contact with Juliet and her team at CIECT. And so lastly, I just wanted to share some pictures, photographs of the event. That is your Life Sciences Auditorium, as you can see. And these photos were mainly taken outside in the cafeteria area. And then I'd like to call on Niresh just to say the last few words. Thank you.
Thank you. So Arlene has been stressing about this presentation for the last 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
So well done. I think she's done a great job. So Arlene and I arranged the course, the clinical research course, together with the NIH. And we're very pleased to have collaborated with UWC. Just to add to the thank yous, Arlene has been working with UWC, in particular with Juliet, Carolyn, and Arena, sitting very modestly there. So we want to say thank you very much for your, I don't know how to express this, but when we had the first meeting, which Arlene attended and I was not available, their willingness and the enthusiasm to help us was, I can't express it in words. And it was at short notice because we started arranging the course in June of last year. The course was in May. And it was, I think, in the last 6 weeks when we decided to have this online multiple choice question and the evaluation. And I can tell you that the NIH co-organizers and program director were strict taskmasters. And Carolyn would know this. So we're very pleased that it worked out for us. It was an innovation in the course, and I think it was an important element in making this course a very successful one, as the minister will. So she was a participant in the course. I have a special gift on behalf of the MRC for the University of the Western Cape. So it is my pleasure to hand over the check has been handed over already. And I must admit that the costs for hosting this and all of the other arrangements was very nominal. So for us it was really a wonderful experience. So I have the book written by John Gallen and Fred Onyemeni. Both of them presented at the course. And so on behalf of the MRC, I would like to hand this to Juliet. And there's a special message from the president of the MRC. You can find it. It's dated the 1st of September. Dear University of the Western Cape, in appreciation of